You know what, bro? We're all fucking weirdos if you really think about it. We're all weird, man. I don't know why we all walk around as if we're all perfect. We have this facade that we try and put up to other human beings as if like, yeah, we're perfect. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not a weirdo. I don't do this when I get home. Like, we all have weird physicalities about us. We all have weird traits. We all have weird habits. And I think, you know what? If there's something that you can't change about yourself, we're going to specifically focus on the physical side of things, the physical weird aspects that you have, the physical imperfections you have in this video. But even if it's down to like personality traits and stuff like that, people say to me all the time, and they say it in like a positive way, not in like they're insulting me, but they say, oh, you're not normal. You know, oh, like, you're weird, you. But they say it in like a good way as if it's a good thing. Because of the way I live my life, you know. I'm a bit of a fucking weirdo if you compare me to the norm society, the normal man. I'm a bit weird, but I like that. I embrace that with confidence. You know, I come out here and just sit in the sun and meditate and talk to a fucking phone. Like, that's a bit weird, right? You know, I sit and I journal my thoughts for like an hour. You know, I take cold showers and I do 60 push-ups before I eat chocolate bars. Like, for most normal people, and again, normal in quotations, because you define what normal is, I guess, but for most average people, I'm a bit of a fucking weirdo, but I embrace it with confidence because that's what I enjoy to do. That's who I am. That's who I've made myself. That's who I want to be. So naturally, I'm just going to embrace it. Just because people say, oh, you're weird, or because it's not normal, doesn't mean that I'm going to change myself because of that. And I don't think you should do the same. And let's get into the physical side of things, right? We've all got imperfections. We've all got things we don't really like about ourselves. We've all got things that we do like about ourselves. You know, I like my fucking massive chest. You probably have parts of yourself that you like. Let's actually do it right now. Let's do a bit of a therapy session together. What do you like about yourself? What could you look at yourself on your body when you look in the mirror and think, I like that? For me personally, I'm going to tell you mine, and then I'm going to tell you my weaknesses. Then I'm going to tell you the bad parts I don't like. We're going to have a brutal, honest session together right now. I like my jawline. You know, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got the jawline. I don't know if you can see it. That's clearly not doing me any justice. I like my jawline. I like my skin. I like my eyes. I like basically a lot about myself. I pretty much like all of myself. Right? I'm quite humble in that way, aren't I? But I like a lot about myself. Okay, so when I look in the mirror, and I think this is just due to my positive mindset, I always focus on the good. I don't really focus on the things I can't control or the things I don't really like. For example, I don't really like the high hairline that I've got. So again, this is me being brutally honest and vulnerable with you here. My hairline's always naturally been high. It's not receding, but it's naturally just always been quite high, right? Even when I was a baby, my hairline was just always like that. So I don't really like it. Like, if I put my hair back, it doesn't really suit me. Got kind of a big head, but I kind of save it for just fucking headbutting dickheads that talk shit. But, you know, I don't really like that part of me, so naturally I'll just work with what I've got. I'll work with the hairstyle that I feel like suits me. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to hide it away from the world. It doesn't mean that I'm going to, you know, lie to myself and pretend that it's not true. Like, I've just shown thousands of people on YouTube right now what I don't like about myself, so I'm not hiding it. I'm embracing it with utter confidence because I can't control it. And it's the same with like the gap in my teeth. I learned to actually love these things now. These aren't even things that I don't really like. They're just things that I guess aren't ideal, let's just say. Like, there's not really a way I can put it. I don't look at it and think, oh, I'm so fucking ugly, or I don't hate myself, or I'm not insecure about it. It's just something that is, I guess, not as good as the other things, let's just say. That's the only real way I can phrase it. But the gap in my tooth, right? You see, there's a little bit of a gap. That's it. Like, I used to be really insecure about that and never used to smile. I used to be like, or I used to be like this. This is what I used to do, watch. I used to smile with just my lips. I never used to show my teeth because I was insecure about my smile. Now I don't give a fuck, bro. Now, I'm going to talk you through how I've learned to love my imperfections and my kind of weird, I guess you could call them, physicalities, my different physicalities, and actually embrace them with confidence and actually learn to find them attractive. And now I fucking love my teeth. I actually think I've got nice teeth, bruv. Like, I don't even see them as negative. And that's crazy how the teeth are exactly the same, but the belief around the teeth have changed. And as a result of that belief, my demeanor has changed. The way people perceive me has changed. Just because now I believe I'm attractive, other people perceive me as attractive. It's actually fucking crazy how that works. Naturally, every thought that you have, is that the right way? Yeah, what the fuck's going on, bro? I'm losing my speech. Every thought that you have as a human being, naturally, you have a physical response to it, whether that's emotional response, whether that's a sensational response, or whether that's just a body language response. Every single thought that you have a response to it. So if I go around telling myself, oh, I don't like this about myself, I don't like this, I'm fucking ugly, I'm insecure, I'm unattractive, if I'm walking around telling myself that, I'm going to have a physical response to it. I'm going to start walking around with shitty body language, shitty body posture, looking down at the floor, hiding my smile. People can tell when you're insecure. People could tell if I was insecure when I was hiding my fucking smile. Now, what you don't understand about yourself, this video is getting quite deep now, but you're going to fucking love this. This is going to change your absolute life in every single realm. if you are a guy that looks at himself in the mirror and doesn't like what he sees in any way, this will change your fucking life. First, I want to show you some more things that I don't really like about myself. I guess, if I'm being honest, but what do I not like about myself? I got a lump here. I always call it my 7th ab. And people, I made a video about this before showcasing it, and people used to say like, oh, be careful, it's not hernia or it's not cancer. Like, bro, it's not. I've got it checked. Obviously, it's a fucking lump, bro. Of course I've got it checked, right? It's nothing, it's just fat tissue. It's just kind of like, it's just skin tissue. I've had it since I was born. But it kind of just, like, in my eyes, I used to think it ruined my physique. Now I'm just fucking embracing, like, bro, I don't really care. If you cannot control something, then there's no point giving it energy. There's no point giving it negative energy. You may as well just assume that you are attractive. You may as well just convince yourself, because again, the thing is exactly the same, but the belief around that physical aspect has changed. That's what the difference is, right? So let's get into this. We can both agree on this. You are your most attractive, right? When you are not forcing anything, when you are just simply with your friends, you're having a laugh, you're just enjoying yourself. You're not trying to look cool. You're not trying to look attractive. You're not walking around like tensing your jawline and stuff. You're not trying to be a model. You're just being authentically you. You're as natural as possible. You're just laughing with your mates and stuff. It's a natural, genuine smile. You know, you're just having a fucking good time. That is when you're your most attractive, when you're not thinking about things. So every single time you look in the mirror and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you are analyzing yourself. You're self-critical because you like this in the mirror. Like, oh yeah, but I don't like this about myself. I don't like this. You're being over-analytical every single time you look at yourself. So naturally, you're going to just hone into the negatives. That's what our brain does. I think it's a survival mechanism to focus on negativity so we can stay away from it. But you're naturally just going to focus on the bad points about yourself more than the good points. So you got to flip this in your brain and understand that, number one, other people perceive you differently than you perceive yourself. So you may as well just assume that you're attractive, right? Some people might perceive my gap in my teeth as unattractive. Some people might actually like it. And I've had both of those. I've had people tell me, like, brutally honestly in my comments and stuff, like, oh, you fix your teeth, you got, you know, stupid teeth, fix your fucking teeth. And then I've had girls that have literally said, oh, I love your teeth, and, you know, they're all over me. So there's always, attractiveness is literally in the eye of the beholder. Everyone's got preference. So you, for yourself, internally, you may as well just assume that you are attractive regardless, because what difference is it going to make? You know, there is not one ideology of what makes someone unattractive and what makes someone attractive. It's all preference, it's all different. And if you can own the things that you can't control with confidence, so let's say, I know a lot of guys come to me and they say, oh, well, I've got a small penis. What do I do? Or I'm 5'4", what do I do? I'm 5'6", what do I do? I'm small. So they can't control these things, but you must understand there's two versions of yourself. There's a guy that is insecure about these things, just like me with my teeth. You know, I used to hide my teeth. You know, I used to never show my hairline. Now I don't give a fuck, bro. If the wind's blowing, I don't give a shit. I don't care, right? Because I'm embracing, bro, I look like an absolute egg. But that's what I'm saying. You've got to just embrace your weaknesses, your insecurities. It's pissing me off, stupid, massive, shiny fod. Your insecurities with confidence, because if you don't, then you literally just, again, because what we said before, the thoughts, you have a physical response to them. Naturally, your body language is going to be deemed as more unattractive. If I'm walking around trying to hide my hairline, if I'm walking around trying to, you know, because I'm looking down because, oh, the wind's blowing my hairline, so I'm going to look down and try and hide it. If I'm hiding my smile when I smile because I'm insecure about it, bro, that is just going to make me be perceived as unattractive to everyone else. They don't see my weaknesses. They don't see me and think, well, you know, look at his teeth. They're not over analytical when they're looking at me. They're not emotionally invested in me when they're looking at me like you are. If you expose your insecurities right now, you'll feel this weird turmoil in your chest. You'll feel this weird, like, emotional response to it. They don't feel that when they look at you. That's what you must understand. They just see you for what you are, for how you carry yourself, for the personality, obviously the way you look after yourself, if you're presentable, if you're clean, etc. That's how they judge you. They're not judging you because you've got a gap in your tooth, because we all subconsciously understand there's nothing you can really do about those things. I can't control the lump. I can't just take it off me, right? I can't do anything about that. I can't control my hairline. This shit is uncontrollable. You can't control your height. You can't control your small dick. Thankfully, I'm blessed in those areas, so I don't really have to worry. But again, we all have the cards that we're dealt with are all different. You might have a perfect hairline. I don't have that. So instead of me walking around being envious of you because you've got the perfect hairline, why don't I just embrace what I do have? Why don't I embrace the good sides, focus on the good that I do like about myself every time I look in the mirror, rather than focusing on the ugly parts or whatever I perceive as ugly, right? Why don't I just focus on the positives? Why don't I just focus on my amazing jawline? Why don't I just focus on my nice blue eyes, right? Why don't I just focus on my clear skin? Focus on the good all the time. And with the things that you can't control, with the bad, again, it's not really bad unless you perceive it as bad, but with the things like my high hairline, with my teeth, embrace them with confidence. If I walk around and I just smile, and I openly smile, I'm attractively just smiling, I'm genuinely just smiling, right? Laughing to myself with my boys, that is when I'm most attractive regardless, because I'm not forcing anything, I'm not hiding who I am, I'm just embracing who I am with confidence. Even though I've still got the gap in the tooth, the person's still the same, the physical side of things are still the same, it's the way I'm acting which deems how people perceive me. If I'm acting in a confident way, if I'm, walking around my chest out, shoulders back, eye contact, my head's up, I'm laughing, I'm joking with people, I'm talking with people, that makes me just naturally, people perceive me as more attractive because of the way I hold myself. So the law of assumption, whatever you assume to be true becomes your reality, absolutely is fucking true, because it starts with a thought, and then that thought manifests itself as a physical response, and then because of the physical response, the universe responds to you with whatever you physically showcase to the world. If you're walking around showcasing yourself in an insecure way because you have insecure thoughts, the world's going to perceive you as an unattractive, insecure guy. So embrace the things you do not like about yourself with utter confidence, because you can't change them anyway. You're going to live your entire life with those same things, those same genetic disadvantages, whatever. You have them for the rest of your life, so you've got to fucking learn to love them at some point, because if you're hiding away from them all the time, people can sense that insecurity. If I look at you, I can tell if you're an insecure individual or not. Whether you're a beautiful female caked up in makeup or you're just a normal lad like me, I can tell if you're insecure. Because not only have I been there myself, but also it's so obvious when people are trying to hide themselves, when people are nervous about what other people think. You may as well just unapologetically walk through the world and just don't give a fuck and just embrace who you are. You may as well just convince yourself almost ignorantly, I am the most attractive guy in this room, I could get any girl that I want because I'm the fucking man. Because if you don't, then you're literally just limiting, you're hindering yourself. Why wouldn't you do that? You're literally putting limits on yourself. Why couldn't you get that girl? Well, she's out of my league. You're putting that league on yourself. I can be the exception. So that league doesn't exist for me. So why are we different there? Mindset, that's it. That's the only difference. Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, man, the coaching's down below if this is something you're struggling with, or if you're struggling with anything in life and you want to learn more from me. But look at the sunshine, bro. There's no clouds. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm getting tanned up today, maybe a bit sunburnt as well, but might have to find shelter for a little bit so I don't burn to death. But if you want to learn more from me on a personal level, a one-to-one call for 60 minutes, come and talk to me, bruv. The coaching's down below in the description. And we're going to win together, right? I feel fucking positive. I feel good. You need that positive influence in your life. You need that positive brother by your side. You need someone to lift you up when you're feeling low. And you need someone to remind you who the fuck you are. Get back on your feet. Learn from that loss. Learn from that failure. Learn from the setback. That's what it's there for. It's to teach you a lesson so you can mold yourself into the kind of man that can win. That's what you need. All right, coaching's down below. Come and talk to me. I'll save your life. See you soon.